That was great work. Nicely executed from Austin Bashi. We knew exactly what he was going to try and do.
By submission, due to a rear naked choke, Austin Bashi.
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Please tell me that's on video.
I've never been happier. I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered, a UFC and Fanatics original production. We're going to talk about the fights, Matt, but we have two kind of newcomers to the UFC, which is really exciting. Jimmy Drago is fighting on the Contender series, Dana White's Contender series, on I think it's on Tuesday night. And Bashy is Austin Bashy just won his second UFC fight. He had dropped the first one, but he won this one by a first round rear naked choke. I think Jimmy Drago is fighting on Tuesday. If I got that wrong, can you come through and just tell me? Yeah, Tuesday. Okay, let's get him in here.
Hey, Austin's here.
Hey, what's up, Matt?
Austin, nice to see you, man.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, too.
This is your first time on here.
Yep, first time on here.
Oh,
nice
man.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you, kid. How's
Nice
things?
to meet you. Pretty good. Good.
You're on cloud nine right now.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you too, Austin. They said that you have been fighting since you were like 8 years old, and you've actually never held like a traditional job. It has always been fighting, and this is what you've kind of wanted to do your whole life.
Yeah, I started training at 8, and this has been the only thing I've ever done my whole life.
8 years old. All right, you know, your first time on here, where did you grow up and what did you start in? What art?
I started in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai.
Heck yeah. And where you from again, Austin?
Michigan.
All right. So what made your parents bring you in at that age?
Honestly, it was me and my brothers that always watched fighting since a young age, watching you as one of them. Yep.
That's so awesome.
Mm-hmm. And we just really enjoyed it. And then one of my cousins that trained before us introduced us to Chris Abro. And ever since then, it's just been history.
Did your parents push you to get a job, or were they like okay with the fact that you wanted to take fighting? How did your parents feel about it?
My parents are very, very supportive. They always said, just chase your dream, whatever you want to do. So this was, they've been behind me this whole entire time. This last 15 years, they've always been with me on my side. So they've always been my number one supporters. I'm
just saying, Jim, you have a dream as a kid to become a professional athlete in the UFC, grew up watching it, and here he is. This is, how many bumps in the road did you have? Did you start with the local competitions like jiu-jitsu and stuff like that?
Yeah, I started pretty much as soon as I started training. I competed a few months after in jiu-jitsu. Was competing in jiu-jitsu for a very long time, then had a bunch of Muay Thai fights, and then wrestled in high school. And then out of high school is when I started MMA.
And your first MMA fight, you were, what, 18?
Yeah, 18.
Man, this is like the perfect, like if anybody wants to like get their kid, like look, my kids are training at a young age, but it's so different, Austin. I know I'm talking like an old man, but we didn't have this when we were kids. Mm-hmm. Even though I got involved with it probably around like 19, like, you know, really getting into it, but people didn't know what the hell we were doing. You kids now, you see it early on. You're like, all right, this one wants to be a basketball player. That one wants to be a baseball player. You wanted to be a fighter. Did you like the movies? Do any martial arts movies resonate with you?
Honestly, I'm not too big of a movie guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me. I want the audience wants to know. What is your hobbies when you're not, you know, just becoming a human weapon?
Right. A lot of family time, hanging out with my family, going out to eat with them. Just we have a very big family. So I'm Chaldean, which is we're Christians from Iraq, and our community here in Michigan and West Bloomfield, it's a very, very big community. Everyone's like Chaldean around this area, and no matter where I go, it's pretty much family everywhere I see. So we're a big community.
Man, you got your head on straight. You're not a young kid that's out there just, it sounds like you're not out there on the weekends just, you know, getting wild. You got your head on straight. That's really props to your parents, young man. How many fights until you got that call?
So I had 12 fights in. And then my 13th was Contenders.
I wanted to ask you too, because you were undefeated. Christian Rodriguez is a very, very solid fighter. He's a really dangerous guy. It was a decision loss. What did that do for you, and what did you learn from that? Because you came back and you had such an impressive win over Yannis. How did you handle that, and did you take anything away from it?
Yeah, of course. Very tough opponent. And honestly, after that fight, I got even more hungry than ever. I took a week off of the gym after that fight, and ever since then, I was just training every single day, went back with my coaches and teammates, and fixed the mistakes, fixed what we did wrong, and then came back here on Saturday and was able to get the job done.
Did you ever play team? Oh, sorry, Matt. Did you ever play team sports too, or has it always just been this?
Just always this. So I'm just wrestling in high school, but yeah.
That's so good. It's so good. Anytime you're under those lights. Jimmy's doing jiu-jitsu now. I'm trying to give him a little urge to do a local NAGA tournament or something.
Never.
Anytime you're under those, Jimmy, never say never. But anytime you're under those lights, especially you doing it as such a young kid, you just get more and more comfortable out there. How did it feel bouncing back after that loss? I mean, because everything almost looks like it's going just too easy. I don't want to say easy because I know what goes into this game, but there's not too many bumps in the road. You're doing you're looking great. That happens in your debut. Where was your mindset right after that? You said hungry, but
hungry. I said to myself, I never want to feel this way again. So I made sure to just go back to the gym and just work as hard as ever. And that was pretty much my mindset for these last 6 months. I just really wanted to get in that cage again. But I said, let me make sure I fixed everything before going back in there.
And Austin, our next guest, we have time with you, but the next guy we're going to talk to, Jimmy Drago, on Tuesday is fighting in the Contender series. What was that experience like? And if you could tell him anything or give him some kind of something to look out for or something to be aware of, what would it be in that experience?
Yeah, honestly, that experience was great. Obviously, that was my first time in that UFC feeling, but for me it was just trying to keep it all cool, trying to think of just another fight, even though it's obviously at a big stage and you got to go out there and perform. I still had the mindset of it's just another fight. It's nothing different, just a different venue.
Now your brothers, you said they trained also?
Yeah, one of my brothers. Yep.
Okay. Does anybody else get involved in the business, or are you just the only one that took this path?
So from my family, just me. But as I was saying, I have actually a lot of cousins that also train with me.
Oh, that's great. You must be inspiring them.
Yeah. So they've been training for a long time too. They're black belts. They've been in the game for a while.
Oh, your brother's got a fight coming up August 23rd. I hear you.
Oh, that's my cousin. That one's my.
Oh, that's your cousin.
Yes.
Well, that's my producer who screwed that up.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Everyone thinks he's my brother, but yeah, pretty much is.
Do you ever, because it's funny, they were saying during the Yannis fight, he's working during the day, you guys have such different lives. Do you ever burn out on it? I know that sometimes if I'm focusing on my work too much, there's times where I just don't want to touch it or I burn out. How do you handle that?
Honestly, I love what I do. I love training. So I've been with these guys my whole life, 15 years. I've never had different coaches, never had different teammates. These been my guys since day one. So anytime I'm going to the gym, really, it's like I'm with family, So I'm enjoying my time there. I love it there.
Man, I'll tell you. And you're not even messing around with video games or doing any of that childish stuff.
Not too much.
Yeah, well, listen, sometimes it's okay. I'm going to let you know. Jimmy, I just want to let him know.
I understand.
Life's about balance. He's training a lot. I'm not trying to get him to go out to the clubs or anything. Don't do that. But, the VR is fantastic.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
But it's crazy to know that, this is how far UFC has come, is that, there's guys your age now who are in your 20s who, from the time you were a little kid, it wasn't just fighting, it was this organization. You knew you wanted to be in the UFC. Was there ever a moment where you thought it might not happen, or was there ever a point in life where you were I don't know if this is going to be the direction it goes in?
Honestly, this was like my only thing, so I knew it would happen one day, honestly, because since a kid I've been at it and been at it every single day, and this is like my only thing I've ever went for. So I knew if I just kept going, it will eventually come.
What was school like? Because like in school, we always know the kids that can fight. Like you always know the other. So everybody obviously knew that you trained and you were fighting. So was high school a good for you, or did you find it was a frustrating waste of time that you didn't want to be there?
High school was pretty decent. I was obviously wrestling during high school, so that helped it out. But no, high school was pretty nice. It was good.
Any straight kickboxing and Muay Thai fights, or was it all yes?
Yeah, I had Muay Thai fights. Yep.
And how many of those?
I had probably like 10 of those.
Man, you're a well-rounded mofo,
Yeah.
Austin.
Thank you.
I mean, if it could go as smooth as you did the other day, do you prefer just to strangle people? I mean, do you prefer that route, or does it depend on who you're fighting?
Honestly, it just depends who I fight. It's pretty much whichever path could lead me to victory.
And you punched your way in. Like your striking was really good. It was very, it was obviously it looked like to me like it was a 10-8 round. If if it wound up the round wound up finishing, and there was one moment. Was there ever a moment because he was trying to shake you off the top? Was there ever a moment where you felt you were up too high, or was that just him just doing whatever he felt he had to do?
Honestly, so that was one thing in my Christian Rodriguez fight. I was riding too high at points and would get shaken off. And my coach Angelo has been working with me a lot these past 7 months on back control and making sure I have very tight back control and not getting too high up riding up. So those adjustments with him we made together played a big role in this fight.
So it's so important, like the misaligned hooks. Like when you're on the back, if you're just totally square with them, you're thinking you could grab under the armpits or something. On skin, it's so much worse. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
little details like that, yeah, man. But I'll tell you, you were stuck to him, and you pretty much unscathed. Are you injured from the fight?
Thank God I came out there clean.
How soon do you want to get back in there?
I'd love to get there in like the next couple months. 2 months would be perfect.
Stay busy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I was going to say you trained with Diego Lopes when he was fighting Volkanovski. You kind of played the role of Volkanovski. How was that? I mean, and how much pressure is that to mimic such a great fighter, or when you're preparing someone for such a dangerous guy? How difficult is that to get right, and how much of your own style did you have to change in order to mimic what he does?
Yeah, that was a crazy experience. That was one of the best experience of my life going out there. I was with him for like 5 weeks, and when I got the call from him, he said he wanted me out there. So I was watching a lot of Volkanovski fights and trying to do my best mimicking him. So for the whole camp, I was just trying to play his role the whole entire time.
Was there anything Volkanovski does that you were like, oh, wow, that's not something I do? And A, it's really hard to do, or B, you then began to incorporate it into what you do after having done it for 5 weeks?
Yeah, that is actually a thing. A lot of his stance, how he changes his stance, and those feints uppercuts, he uses his hips. I've been actually using that now since I've been doing that for like 5 weeks. Now it's kind of part of my game too, a little bit.
Now, did you know him beforehand? Oh no, he just gave you the call out of the blue.
No, so we have the same management team, so that's how we got connected. But yeah, I met him once, but we really didn't talk. And
You guys are cool now, though.
oh yeah, now he's like family.
Yeah, it's so great, man. You make some good relationships in this sport.
Yeah.
Think that we're a bunch of barbarians, but I'm a little barbarian. But look, Jimmy, he's so well spoken.
I'm a nice guy.
Not you. I was talking about Austin. Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
But Austin's well spoken. Take the kid's compliment. What's the matter with you?
Well,
Sorry for my friend Austin.
yeah, sorry.
Hey, Austin, you like stand-up comedy at all?
I've never really been to one, no. Never been to
I
one.
want to watch Unconceivable.
Okay.
He's busy strangling people. He's got no time for that crap.
My friend here he's a very famous stand-up comedian. I'm just letting you know.
I'm just, yeah, look, it's because I can't fight, so I have to do something. I think it's also great too that you started taking, like you took both, Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. You're a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. And I think that's we've talked about this before, the difference between so many young guys and older guys, that you guys are taking everything from a young age. Like you're not taking one thing and then kind of going back and learning things when you're 28. It's like by the time you're 30, you're really great at everything. So I think when you fight older guys, you might notice that they're really great at one thing, and then you'll find you probably have an easier time finding a weakness in what they do than they will in finding a weakness in what you do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've noticed that.
Did you find that you took to the jiu-jitsu and the grappling easier than the striking, or vice versa?
Kind of started them at the same time, and I've been training them both together for a long time. So they kind of both played their role. Sometimes I feel better in grappling, sometimes better in striking. Just kind of depends.
The thing about the striking is it's either it's fight or flight. Some guys, and it happens with grapplers. A lot of times when they're grapplers first and then they tend to go over to the striking is, you're not used to getting hit. If you get into it, you know what I mean? So the wrestlers, I feel, deal with it better than some jiu-jitsu guys. The jiu-jitsu guys could be not all of them can be soft. There's some badass jiu-jitsu guys.
Right.
But, the wrestlers are used to being gritty and so they're used to getting hit. And the jiu-jitsu guys can be like, I got to go out later. So, I think the fact that you started at them both at a young age, you didn't have to deal with that. It's not like you are a wrestler trying to learn some jiu-jitsu later, striking later. That's what you usually tend to see that. Jimmy started with the grappling, so he goes over, he gets a little shot in that chin of his.
No, I take both. I take Muay Thai too.
Yeah, I stand corrected.
Yeah, because on the train, you're not going to be able just to fucking pull someone in the guard. You have to punch your way in. So
you get your little elbows to.
Yeah.
Sorry, Austin.
Austin, you're a very exciting fighter, man.
Yes.
Congrats on getting to the UFC.
Thank you.
I like if somebody loses after having won a bunch and you came right back and won the next fight. So obviously mentally it didn't put you into a bad place, which is great. You got the loss out of the way, and it was against a great fighter. So, I'm sure it was a learning experience.
Thank you. Matt, I got a question for you.
Oh, sure.
You have any advice for someone young like me?
Hey, any advice? I think listen to your trainers. You have the people around you that started with you. Obviously, you're doing something right. And the second something went a little wrong, or you had a little bump in the road, you didn't start blaming people, jumping camps. You made the corrections with your people. Your circle seems small but true. Stay with them and keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great, kid. So
thank you, Matt.
Keep doing it. All the best there, Austin.
Thank you, guys.
By the way, before you go, Austin, I almost forgot to plug. Tuesday the 5th, tomorrow, ESPN Plus subscribers can watch the episode of Dana White Contender Series Next Level, which follows you around, which is really great. So we're happy we had you on before that, and congrats on having that already. That means UFC see something great in you. So get ready to tune in and watch that tomorrow. You're a really good fighter, and it was nice talking to you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you a lot.
All right, Austin. All the best, man. Take care.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Buddy. Take care.
What a nice kid.
Yeah. Very grounded.
I don't want to give him any of it. I think he's doing great.
And that Christian Rodriguez. So I'm sorry, he also, Raul Rosas Jr. came in. And that was that his UFC debut, Christian Rodriguez? What are you showing me? Wolverine. Is that a comic book or a
No, it's not a comic. Grown man, Jimmy. My kids must
graphic novel. That's right. You don't read comics, you read graphic novels.
My kids might have left stuff in here. So hey, Raul's third UFC fight. You know that?
What?
It's against Rodriguez.
Oh, that was his third fight. He was 2-0 before. I didn't remember what fight that was for him. If it was his first fight, it was his third. Third, okay, yeah, and that was his first loss was to Christian Rodriguez.
gonna watch your episode with Colin Quinn
It was
and
funny.
and Rich
Rich
Voss.
Voss. It was.
Where do I go to watch that? What do I go to? What's the podcast?
It's on YouTube at Jim Norton Comedy, and it's called Jim Norton Can't Save You. It's a very funny episode. It's very mean.
I saw the clip when you were saying that your father always told you, and then Rich Voss threw something in there.
That was the first time they were on. This is the second time they were on. It was very unpleasant.
No, you know what I really like is just natural laughter.
Yeah.
You know, like the exact opposite of what we hear on here when you laugh at my stuff.
I always enjoy it.
That's
I'm faking it if I clap laugh. I never do it.
Well, I don't think I ever seen you laugh the way you laughed the other day. It made me both happy and sad because I know you know them a very long. First of all, they're very fun. I had fun with Rich Voss when we did your serious show. He was in studio every time. I think he was there every time I was there, at least 2 out of the 3 times or something.
Have you met Colin or no?
Oh yeah, yes I did. He was on here with us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
he was on here with us, and I might have met him in person. And I really respect his comedy too. I don't, what were you going to say?
I was before I forget, because Matt, you and I are both kind of all over the place. Taira over Hyungsung Park. Tatsuro Taira, that first round or second round, submission, tremendous. I mean, first round he was extremely dominant, and the second round Park just had no answers for him. So what an incredible win! I didn't understand. Like we could talk to. There was no performance of the night bonus. I'm surprised he didn't get that. I thought he was so good in that.
I thought it was a one-sided fight.
It was, yeah. And Hyungsung Park, I believe, was undefeated before that. So I'm surprised he didn't get a performance bonus. And that can we say that co-main is one of the best possibly fight of the year. Rebecca against Duncan. I mean,
Becky,
like a schoolyard fight.
Now let me tell you, before the third round, I was looking at that eye close shut.
Yeah.
Ashes. Duncan was coming in with those elbows. He hit him with one, and you seen the guy's head like a water balloon blow up.
Yeah.
It was
the first round?
Imagine, I think that was in the first round or the second. But he did it more than once, that elbow. But you got to give Rebecca.
Duncan or Rebecca?
Rebecca. You got to give Rebecca his props for just being a barbarian, a savage for just dude. If that looked that bad during the fight, do you know what he looks like today?
Yeah.
If you don't want to do that, it's going to be a problem. It was purple and swollen by the third round, and he never took a backward step. He was coming forward like a Terminator.
Yeah, he is.
That was a fun fight. Duncan was taking some, but he was landing some. Those, not to sound like a wimp. I used to do this game, I used to fight.
Sure.
Looked like it hurt Jimmy.
It looked
Yes,
they were both split open. They were both split open at the end. And of course they deserved the bone. I didn't like that it was 30-27. One of the judges, I thought 29-28 was the right call. I didn't like to see Rebecca not get any round. I thought that, if I remember correctly, I thought it was the second round was his. I felt that it was a 29-28 fight.
This is the thing, the difference between fighting and sparring. There was fights I saw earlier where guys were landing, and then they'd land back and forth, and there wasn't any stank on it. I felt like they were kind of sparring, and it wasn't bad, but it was uneventful. I don't have to point out the fight. I don't want to fucking shit on people, but one guy got the decision. Listen, it was on the main card. My point is this: these guys were throwing things with bad intentions. They were looking to decapitate. I'm not trying to say throw a power punch with every punch, right. But your goal is not you want to put them away. And these guys were trying to put each other away, inflict damage, and you felt every strike. You know what I mean? So, yes. Props to both of them, Rebecca and Duncan.
You are right too about the it looked like it hurt. Like fights always look like they hurt. But that one, it just felt much more real. I don't know why. Maybe because they were both so split open.
But can I just add? Because we had them both on last week.
Oh my, the Maggie, yeah.
Maggie and Elizu.
Dos Santos, yeah.
Elizu and Neil, they were both on last week. Gentlemen, warriors. What a fight, huh?
What
a fucking fight. And it was a classic Neil Magny weathering the storm and putting it on and then being the fresher fighter and just getting it done. But props to both guys and props to Neil Magny for weathering what he had to weather. Yeah. And then just because I'll tell you, Lizu was on in that first round.
Yes, I was happy to see Magny get a stoppage too.
And it's his 23rd UFC win. And tied for the second most. Oh, he's
more wins as a welterweight, 23 than every other UFC welterweight and ever. What is the record, Jake? If 23 is tied for second, first of all, who is he tied with? Like is it a retired fighter or somebody? Obviously, Price is still fighting. And what's the actual record? Because Neil Magny doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Like he doesn't look like he's done fighting at all.
After that first round, he comes out the second. He's like he's fresh. He's got that. He's got
his cardio is insane.
Great endurance.
What do you think of Merab against Sandhagen? They've announced that fight. Have we talked about that?
I think we talked about it. I don't know how we talked about it, but I like it. I like it a lot, and I like Sandhagen. Sandhagen's a beast. He's very dangerous. He's crafty off his back. Yeah. He's got very good jiu-jitsu.
And his striking is unorthodox. He's not an easy guy. He moves a lot. He's always switching stand. He's not an easy guy to strike with either. And he has a huge reach advantage. And he's a much longer guy.
You know what I think about that?
Yeah.
I think about that what Mike Tyson says about that. Why isn't it a reach advantage? Why isn't it a reach disadvantage? You get inside that reach, you got the advantage.
That's true.
I mean, so it's all about range.
Yeah.
Right? Take it from me. I'm 5'6". Listen, Jimmy.
Yes.
I was watching The Accountant 2 the other day, and they were doing a dating. He was like auditing or something, checking out a dating. You ever go see those things where you go to the place and you have a little minute at each table with each person? Oh,
speed dating?
Speed dating.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never done it. I've done a lot of speed fucking. All right.
I'm staring at you when you say stuff like that. You're a naughty little bird.
I can't help it.
No, listen, we've all done that. Oh shit! I was going to tell a story.
Jimmy Drago, right? Just in time.
They were doing speed dating. All right, let's get back to that later.
Yes.
Round 2, I also give 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. Oh, you liked it? Okay.
I did like it. I liked it a lot. Let's see if Jimmy Drago's a movie guy.
He's a New Yorker from Yonkers.
Okay, I'm here.
Hey,
Jimmy,
buddy.
what's up, man?
What's up, Matt? How are you?
Nice to see you, Jimmy.
Good to see you too.
You took the same route with me with Lou Neglia. Did you fight? Because he fought on the same card, I believe, as my wife before and my kid, right? You fought not only in the Ring of Combat. Oh, didn't you fight in in Westbury? Did you ever fight in Long Island or no?
Maybe a pro kickboxing fight, maybe.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. But you also did Tropicana a bunch of times.
Tropicana most of my career.
Yeah, I've cornered so many. We're back there in October. I got 2 guys on that card.
Listen, they're one of the first organizations to do it, and Lou Neglia, a great dude. It's an honor to fight on his cards.
Dude, listen, I'm Jimmy. I'm 51 now. When I was 21, I was fighting for Lou Neglia. So he's a solid guy from Brooklyn, and so many guys took this route that you took, as far as like Frankie Yeager and a bunch of other guys. Chris Weidman. So yeah, it's a good path to the UFC. Is it to finally? It feels like you've been around a while on the circuit, man, kicking ass. How did it feel to get the call? How'd that come about?
It felt amazing, honestly. I got the call about 15 weeks ago, and it was through an email that my manager showed me that I was getting on a Contender series, and yeah, man, I started late, 21. I started late at 21. I turned pro at 24, and now I'm 30 now, so 6 years. But I had that little 1.5-year stint of the COVID pandemic that kind of shut down fights in our area. So that kind of put a little, stunt growth on the career. But, I mean, here we are, man. To get that call is kind of surreal. I mean, when you look at it, 100 fighters a year, how many of them are welterweights? Maybe 20? out of the whole fucking world, and I'm
Yeah,
one of them this year.
yeah, Jimmy.
It's pretty badass, man.
How do you feel mentally going into this? Like whenever we do something that we've prepared for or that's been a goal, and then you get to the doorstep of it, what is your mindset going in?
You know, my mindset is really, I'll be honest with you, I got nothing to lose here, honestly. You know, my father always told me growing up, whenever you fight, you know, always watch out for the guy with nothing to lose, man. I got nothing to lose, man. I was never supposed to make it this far. And, you know, here I am knocking on the door. I put 150% effort into every session I've had for the last 9 years, especially this camp. I detach from the outcome, and when I walk into that cage, did I do everything I can to prepare? Absolutely, yes. And what's meant to happen is going to happen.
And all the idea of you just said nothing left to lose. Do you almost look at because I'm sober too? Do you almost look at it like this is borrowed? Like everything we have here is gravy. Like if life was fair, I never would have made it this far in life. I got lucky. So do you look at it like the worst of it is over, and this is just like wherever it goes, it goes?
This is all bonus. When I first started this career at 22, 21, whenever I had my first amateur fight, I just wanted one pro fight. I just wanted to say, hey, you go from a heroin addict to a professional athlete, you know, you might send an inspiring message here. And now I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking knocking on the door to UFC. How the hell did this shit happen? I'm fortunate enough to have a work ethic that allowed me to build a beautiful life outside of fighting. You know, a lot of people, this is their whole life. And that doesn't make me work any less hard than those individuals. But I did extra these last 8.5, 9 years. You know, I worked a full-time construction job, 40 to 50 hours a week, you know, risking my life climbing steel and doing all sorts of crazy shit to provide for my family and also pursue this career. So that allowed us to get ahead, you know, not be, you know, scratching pennies together and build a life, my wife and I.
This is, listen, I love it, man. This is, first of all, it's fucking inspiring. What do you have already, at least on the East Coast, quite the following, man? I know when you fight, when I see those Drago shirts everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Jimmy, it's a sea of, oh, this is I tell Longo, I go, this kid's popular. And Longo's like, yeah, he's a tough kid. Longo likes you also.
I love Ray.
When did the journey, you said 21. What got you into that gym? And what gym was it? Where did you find your first lesson?
Yeah, born and raised Yonkers, New York. I started off in Animals MMA when I was around 19 years old. That's when I met Sam Margie. And Sam Margie, through a friend, kind of pulled me off the street. Like, I really wasn't ready. I wasn't done fucking up yet. You know, so my path still kept going down that turmoil. And I went away to rehab for the last time around 20 years old, 20 and a half years old. And at this point, like, I was knocking on death's door. You know how that goes. Just almost lost my life multiple times. And when I got home, which was 6 months after I went to that rehab, I was like, all right, I'm fucking pursuing this. And like I said, I just wanted to be one pro fight. That's all I wanted. So I did 6 in the amateurs. I stayed loyal to Sam because he's the one that gave me a shot when no one else did. Yeah. And to this day, I'm still loyal to that guy. Sam's the godfather. And, that's where my career began, man. Just as a fucking kid in Yonkers and just not knowing when to give in.
You're also a really accomplished high school football player. And what is the difference for you in like the team sport as opposed to this? It all rests on you. Like, you get all of the glory and also all of the blame. What are the advantages to both, and which do you prefer? I'm going to guess you prefer this.
I kind of laughed a little bit when you asked that. My senior year in high school, I was pretty fucked up for most of them games. And when you're playing with other team players, they're really not looking you in the eyes as much. So I kind of got away with it. You can't do that shit in this sport.
Right.
Try and get high during a fight camp. You're going to fucking pay for it. Bruises, broken bones, lacerations, and, humiliation from your friends and family. Once I got sober and started doing this, I really learned quickly in this sport, and this kind of trickles into every other aspect of life. You get what you put into it. And I put so much into this sport, and there's no one else to rely on. When you are running sprints at night, or if you're traveling, for me, sometimes 2 hours to get sparring work, you spend a lot of time alone. And that's a rough part about this sport. But when you walk into those you walk up them steps into that cage, who's going in there with you? Nobody. So I got used to being alone. I got used to the isolation. I got used to, the work ethic of I get what I put into this sport.
And Jimmy, and let me just add, like what you get, what you put into it, and then what you get out of it. When you got done getting high, you got out of rehab, you want to put everything into this. I want to talk about the first time you got a victory in mixed martial arts. The thing is, there's guys that stick around this game too long, and a lot of times it's not for the money. It's because of the natural high, the high that you can't get from any drug, from winning, versus another man just trying to put you away. Tell me about your first victory in here and how that felt, that high compared to the other shit.
Yeah, I mean, I got high because I was always searching for something to fill that void, just always something to fucking get me out of myself, make things better. And, the drugs lied to me. It really did. They lied to me and they left me broken and alone. Putting in work for an 8-week fight camp, and I was an amateur fighter. I was fighting heavy back then, like 190 or something, because I didn't know how to cut weight. And winning, a three-minute round fight, and seeing all my ironworker friends come out and my family. And I wasn't with my wife at the time because I hadn't met her yet. But seeing all these people come out to support me, I was like, wow, this is fucking amazing. Because it wasn't like I was just putting all my effort into one basket. Like I was putting all my effort into ironworking. And the people that worked with me on that job saw how I performed on the job and how I really wanted to excel in that career. And then after that job's over, I don't, go fuck around or go home. I'm going to the gym, bro, twice. And I did that. I did 14 fight camps while ironworking. Finished training, sparring right after work, conditioning right after work, or vice versa, and then one of them at the end of the night, and bro, I did that for 8.5 years. So to see all of that pay off, to be knocking on this doorstep, is better than any bag of dope I've ever fucking put my hands on. I promise you that.
You also know that you earned it. Like this was not just some mistake where you tripped into this. You know that you worked for it and you earned it. So whenever you work for something this hard and you put in that many camps while you're still doing iron work, you know that you deserve to be here. And our brains are so crazy. We always tell ourselves we don't deserve good things.
Oh, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head, man. I saw something the other day. If I talked to my friend the way I talk to myself, I'd be fighting my friend every day.
That's good. I like it.
It's a gift and a curse, though, Matt. It's a gift because it gives you an unmatchable work ethic. But the curse is no matter how much you do, it's never enough. Yeah. So you're constantly trying to outwork those negative thoughts. But, at the end of the days, man, it's probably a good problem to have, right?
If you use it the right way, if you channel it the right way, and you're channeling it the right way, and you're a freaking savage. You're good at this. You made for this. Obviously, look at your record, man. It feels good to be handy and good at something. Now, I don't have a lot of good. I'm not good at a lot of things. I'm pretty. I tell my kids, like, you play to your strengths. I'm a little silly and I know how to fucking fight. And I that's all I do. I play that hand hard. So, dude, it feels great that you're putting everything into this and you're getting the fucking results. Like I tell my guys, there's no magic pill. You know what I mean? So now you got this kid coming up. I mean, the way you're talking, they could put Satan on the other side. I don't think you give a shit. Are you looking at how much do you study tape, or is your guy studying tape on your upcoming fight?
Yeah, I definitely look at tape. I mean, preparation is everything. I try not to get so overwhelmed with tape because as soon as that cage door shuts and the chaos starts getting silent, you're in there on instinct. Like I landed a really nice spinning elbow one time. Like, so how do you do that? Well, you can't really throw that in practice. You don't really throw that on the pads. You're just acting on instincts in there. So what I try and do is I watch the tape to more emulate and get the idea of what type of training partners I need to prepare for this camp. Okay, what does he like to throw? What's his, and see things like that. And now I pursue the same body types, the same styles. Not so much like, oh, what's he do when he gets his back against the corner? How does he get up off the ground? Yeah, those things are important. But the important thing is like, how can I emulate training to best? How can I set up training to best emulate this fight? That's why I like to watch tape.
Nice.
What do you and Ty Miller is he's 5-0. What do you think when you watch? Is he lefty or righty? It doesn't say if he's what his stance is.
He's orthodox. He's righty.
Okay. And how do you feel facing him? Again, undefeated, but you seem to have a lot more experience than he does.
Yeah, listen, it's a fist fight at the end of the day. Okay. He definitely deserves his spot on the Contender series. He's a sharpshooter. He's got slick striking. I do think I have more experience, but I also think I have something that he hasn't seen before. And I got unpredictability. I could hit you with something under the fucking kitchen sink in the beginning of the fight with a minute left in the fight. I got power that I don't think he's seen before. I got a great gas tank, and I could fucking endure, man. I can endure. If it's going to go the whole way. And another thing too is I truly believe God gifted me with extreme athletic ability, and I'll put that up against anybody, at any level.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. When you got sober, was it a slow mental process, or did you have one of those moments of clarity? Like, people go either way. Sometimes people just keep coming and eventually their thinking changes, or some people have like that moment where they're just like enough and then they move forward.
I mean, I'm sure you heard of a gift of desperation before. And, the worst part about having our disease is like how much pain are you willing to go through before you finally had enough. And let me tell you something. My ass was burned, bro. My ass was burned. I tried just smoking weed, go right back to the heroin. I tried just drinking, go right back to the heroin shit. I tried selling heroin, not using it. Like anything I tried to do, it just didn't work. And, when you said, did my thinking change? I just think that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And, my bottom was a bottom. I didn't want to keep on digging. I was sitting in this rehab bed, maybe 6 days sober. And it was like a light bulb went off. I was like, wow, 8 overdoses. I know so many people that are no longer here with a chance to count days anymore. Yet here I am. Maybe, just maybe something up there wants to keep me around for a while. And I fucking ran with that. I truly believe there's something up there that has kept me around for a while. I believe whatever I'm fighting for is bigger than me. And I really think my career shows that, and I'm not, like I said, and I'm sure you noticed, Matt, I'm not a flashy guy like that. I'm not in this for the fame or any of that shit, man. What's really important to me is at the end of the day is how many lives can you impact in a positive manner? 100%. And I think I've done a hell of a damn job doing that over the last 9 years. October will be 10 years sober. And that's what's really important to me. At the end of our days, no one's going to remember what watch you wore, what kind of house you lived in, what type of car you drove. They're going to remember, that kid was a savior to broken. And that's very important to me.
And when you were a kid growing up, we're partnered with Fanatics, and we always ask this fan question, because I was a fan before I was on this podcast. I loved watching it, and I loved talking to those guys. If you could get one question they like us to ask, if you can get an autograph from anybody, athlete, living or dead, who would you choose? Like, who had the biggest impact on you?
Man, I loved watching John Jones. I really did. I loved watching John Jones. I mean, listen, and you ain't gonna make. I come from a very unjudgmental world,
Yeah.
If you don't have demons, I don't think I'd get along with you.
Yeah.
He went through what he went through. God bless. I hope he's doing well today. But to watch him beat the greats, but not just beat them, finish them. And as a kid, and he was like my first introduction to the sport, watching him drop Lyoto Machida's lifeless body. Like, I was in high school watching this, and like before that fight, it was like, oh, Lyoto, like he was like the man. And here comes this kid from Rochester, New York, dropping them like flies. And I just think he's the most badass dude on the planet.
Yeah, that's not a crazy statement. That's a pretty accurate.
And that's off the top of the head. No thinking went into that,
That's phenomenal, man. Hey, listen, you're going to be you talk about inspiring people, dude. I'll tell you, there's going to be a lot of people rooting for you. There already is, but after this, a lot more people too. Very inspiring, Jimmy.
Thanks, man.
It is good, and I can see you even listen, you got a way to go. Your journey's still going. Your book is still being written. But do you ever think about when you're done, like teaching martial arts or anything, or no? Because
No, I have
That's
zero
fucking great.
desire. I have zero desire to teach martial arts.
that's so funny. I like hearing about that. I've always done it hand in hand, so it was the only job I was good at. But that's funny. What do you think you want to do, like 15 years from now, whenever you're done?
I anytime I've had a plan, Matt, the exact 180 happens.
Yeah.
But it couldn't have worked out any better.
Yeah.
What will I be doing? I don't know. Maybe I'll be in Hollywood.
Never know, man. Listen,
maybe I'll still be connecting iron in New York City. I'll tell you what I won't be doing. I won't be getting high. I promise you that. I know it's a day at a time program, but I learned from people that went out after a long amount of time. My poor father, who's the best, he was the greatest and strongest man I've ever met. He really was. And he had 21 years sober. He went out when I was around 14 years old, and 11 months was all it took, and they found him dead. And that's kind of like where my fucked up life, where I started dibbling and dabbling in the drink and the smoke, and then that's kind of where it started for me. We didn't have no influence, like positive influences growing up. Mom worked 2 jobs, but he was the strongest guy I have ever met. Matt, you would have loved him. One of the toughest motherfuckers you could put on the street, but would give the shirt off his back to anybody. Just an old school, hard knock guy, not supposed to make it past the age of 25, 9/11 hero, Mount Vernon fireman, decorated. I mean, he's gone 15 years now. People still talk about him. People still chanting 234, his badge number at my fights. And you want to talk about a high? The man's gone 15 years, and because of my fight career, people are still screaming his badge number. Come on, who's got it better than me? But if the drugs can take him out after 20-something years, it'll chew me up and spit me out. So I stay doing what I'm doing today because I know it works, and everything I did in the beginning, I still do today. Something seems to be working. So
I didn't realize that he was sober and had gone back. They say that when you relapse, you don't pick up where you left off. You pick up as if you had never stopped.
Yeah.
So you're that many years. The progression has continued. You might get a couple of weeks of a break, but then you're right back to where you would have been. So yeah, it's good that you learn from that. As terrible as it is, all you can do is look at that and go if it can happen to him, it can certainly happen to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's not the only example. There's a lot of them out there. And I always heard a smart person learns from his mistakes. A wise person learns from others. Yo, man, I ain't making it back. I promise you that. The way I drink, I ain't making it back. So I'm staying.
And also, I don't know if you've ever met Jared Gordon before, but he's also
absolutely
outspoken, and he's another one, just an inspiration with how great
absolutely
he is, So Jimmy, man, it's so great to get to know you a little bit, dude. I know I've only seen you around in passing, but we're really happy for you, man. And we're going to be watching. And when is it? Next week? It's
a week from Tuesday, August 12th.
Yeah. August 12th. All right, we are watching, dude. Hey, listen, man. You made it this far. Let's keep going, Jimmy. Let's go.
We're not stopping, Matt. We're not stopping. Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me on here.
Yeah, we'll have you again too, man. Have a great fight, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. Thank you very much, man. Definitely. Nice to meet you guys.
All right, Jimmy.
See you later.
Take care, brother. Hey, that's an inspiring. I know that hits you hard too. Listen. He's doing the right thing. I'm glad we got to know him. I've only seen him in passing. And that you could tell it's a genuine person right there.
Of course. Yeah, once you've been through that, I didn't realize his dad had relapsed. And once you've been through that and you've overdosed, everything else is no matter how hard life is, it's not that bad. It's never going to be that bad again. So good for him, man. He's a nice dude. And I really want to watch that fight. And then tomorrow I'm probably going to watch that ESPN Plus, that following Austin. That was really interesting too, talking to him.
I like that. Let's give them both plugs. And Jimmy, back to the speed dating. So my thing is this.
Yes.
I'm not going to be single, obviously. I don't plan to ever. But if I ever went to one of those things, I am so, look at me, Jimmy. I'm a good looking guy. I'm charming. You hurt my feelings sometimes. You really hurt my feelings. Don't treat me like Rich Voss and your other friends. My point is this. if the first thing they do when they sat down, I'd have to let them know off the bat. We're sitting. I'm 5'6". Sure. I'm 5. I don't want. There was an episode of Saved by the Bell when the tall girl that was in Showgirls. Remember that? Elizabeth Shue. No, not her.
Oh yeah, I liked her.
Elizabeth something. But she was talking to this guy at the soda shop, and then the guy got off the stool, and he's up to her boobies. And, Jimmy, I don't want any false advertising because they can see me. All right, this is what I was thinking about it. I don't know. It's a premise.
Like, why is Matt walking around with phone books before he I can't talk. I'm the same height as you are.
I know. But anyway, it's just a thought. But I did enjoy The Accountant, too. And I also enjoy talking to Jimmy Drago and Austin. What a nice kid.
Austin Bashi. Yeah, let me plug them too, buddy.
Please do.
Let's plug your page first. Matt Serra, your what is your YouTube page? I know it's doing very well and people are really loving it.
Oh, the Matt Serra channel on YouTube. I'm having the great Keith Jardine.
Oh, nice.
He directed a movie, and I'm going to be in the city with my wife to go to the premiere of it called Kill Me Again. When? It looks really wild. Where is it?
No, when?
Oh, when? I'm coming in on Wednesday. I'm going to come this week, but I'm going to be able to do the show first, and me and her are going to jump on the train. Okay. So, yeah, man. And Keith Jardine's going to be in studio plugging that, and he's got that from film festivals. I like when guys make it through the other side,
doing other stuff. Yeah.
Good when they get out of the game.
He's saying that Austin Bashy's episode of Dynamite Contender Series Next Level. It's available on ESPN Plus on Tuesday the 5th, which is tomorrow. And it's going to air on TV on ESPN 2 days later on ESPN 2. Okay. And if you're an Unfiltered fan, or if you want to have, we have our own YouTube channel at UFC Unfiltered. We're going to be able to find full-length episode interviews and other snippets. And on Wednesday's show, Matt, we got Andre Feely returning to the show, who we love talking to, and Roman Dolidze. He's on, obviously, Saturday's main event. And if you want to...
your stuff now.
Yeah, just Unconceivable is my stand-up special. Jim Norton Can't Save You is my podcast. And I'm heading to Dallas and Fort Worth this Friday, Saturday. So...
Oh, my family's going to go there soon to visit my sister-in-law. I'm going back on Joe's show in like another week.
Oh, you're doing the MMA?
Yeah, I'm going to go on there with Dean and John Rollo and do an show, talk about the fights coming up. We like to have a good time. My life is fun.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that when you were talking about going to your premiere. I'm like, yeah, Matt has a fun life.
I have a fun life. I just teach my jiu-jitsu. I had a good time today. Did some spider guard stuff, into some sweeps, into triangles. I taught to 7 a.m. Took a little nap in my lounge. Taught to noon. I don't want to cook. I'm not doing the main work like Jimmy Drago. It's not hard work for me. It's fun.
I did not have fun today.
Why not? What'd you do?
Just trying to pass guard.
Well, yeah, what do you want to just sit there and stall? What do you want to just lay down with a leg?
Well, no, I did at one point. Sometimes I stall because I don't know what to do next because he ties me up so good. I'm like, what the fuck? What do I do?
Fun though, right? It's fun.
It's great.
Yeah, Jimmy, jiu-jitsu is fun. All right, and I'm still going to plan on visiting you in the city too.
Please do.
Before the summer's over, don't put the karate chops on.
Oh, so.
You that's what you do on the subway when you smell danger. Jimmy, I'll see you in a couple of days, my friend.
Yeah, buddy. Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.